Counselor? There's a raccoon stuck in the vending machine.
That's so annoying. I wanted a snack.
Welcome to Trail Mix.
Our mini episodes from Camp Counselors podcast.
Each week, the stories come from you, our Camp Shady Birch campers.
We want to hear your juicy gossip,
Top secret confessions,
embarrassing and scary stories.
and sprinkle in our sage counselor advice.
Trail Mix is for the campers.
And God, do we love you.
Hey, happy campers.
Welcome back to Trail Mix.
This is our mini episode where we read listener-submitted stories.
Woohoo! I actually want to start today's episode.
Woohoo!
That's how I felt in that moment.
Love that.
So someone just wrote us like a simple little email. It was under the write-in tab on campcounselorspodcast.com. And I don't even know what it was written under, but it's a really simple statement. Can I just read it to you real quick?
Please do.
Currently writing this from the bathroom floor. I ate a Walmart Subway Italian BMT for a late dinner tonight after work. Zach, no, you are not alone.
So somebody's literally struggling and going through it and had heard the episode. What episode was that? That was like a couple episodes back. What were we talking about?
I was talking about how I got food poisoning from a Subway in Walmart, and you told me that you're like, who eats Subway at Walmart? I said, plenty of people do.
Whose case are you going against? Because you're really just adding to my case that this person's writing in and saying, hey, I also ate Subway to Walmart and I'm struggling. Like, the case is mine. Like, stop eating Subway at Walmart.
I guess I was trying to defend the fact that people do eat it, but then I actually am losing the argument of why it's bad to make that. You know what? Stop eating at the Subway at Walmart.
Yeah. Okay. And this is our second lesson in this. You know what? That
Yeah.
camper was laying on the ground and was probably like, hey, I should have listened to Counselor Jonathan on the podcast and not done this. And I hope you're okay. I hope you're still with us.
She said it was a late dinner. So like, I imagine she got out of work, had to go pick up toiletries, had to get some Bounty paper towels, some Angel Soft tissue paper, and was like, hey, like, I need to do something quick and easy.
I get it, but like quick and easy at the cost of what?
We've all made a bad choice doing quick and easy. The worst choice I can make for a quick and easy dinner is the Popeye spicy chicken sandwich. She always bites back in a really aggressive way. I never feel good the next day, but it tastes so good going down.
I've had Popeyes thrice in my life. Every time it's a terrible idea the next day. But why does she taste so good if she feels so bad?
Their fries have this incredible like Cajun seasoning on it. They're such good crispy fries. Popeyes is amazing. I still think it's a great restaurant, even though it always does me dirty.
Can we sing the theme song?
1, 2, 3.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
I actually love the Popeyes girl.
Me too. What happened to her?
I don't know. You know what? There's a new mascot on the radar right now. Have you seen the elephant from like in Brooklyn?
For what?
I think it's basketball. What is the Brooklyn basketball team?
The Brooklyn Ballers.
The Nets. I think they're called the Nets. The Brooklyn Nets.
We have an elephant in the house.
So the elephant has this crazy long braided ponytail, and she's always like twerking and like shaking her ass. And I see her all over TikTok. She's like going viral right now, and I'm really into her.
Is it college or is it?
I think it's NBA.
Oh.
All of this could be misinformation, but I do love a mascot. I love a jingle. I like something that makes me remember what you're doing. So go off Popeyes, Louisiana Fast.
And go off Ellie.
Should we start the show?
Let's start the show.
Okay, so my first story is a coworker's revenge story. Oh my God, so good.
And then we've got a nude cruise incident.
Oh, wow. And then I have a Dear Counselors about how to deal with a dreaded family reunion.
And a rubber that really bounced back.
Oh my God, I'm excited for that one.
Let's get into it.
This is a really big secret. Thank God we're on a body of water. This is Confession Canoe. Welcome back, campers, to Confession Canoe. This is a safe space, okay? So if you have something you want to get off your chest, you can write it at campcounselorspodcast.com or campcounselorspod@gmail.com. Send us a little email. We'll keep it anonymous, and we will say your deep, darkest secrets on the show. This one I'm about to read is certainly one that you would never want your name attached to. It is so drama, so insane. I almost felt like, should we read this? But I was like, we have to read this.
Okay, you're really setting it up here.
Okay, so I work at an optometrist office. I was a receptionist at the time. This was a very busy store, by the way. The only mall in a 20-mile radius, so we got a lot of random foot traffic as well. I tell you this so you can properly understand how busy we were all the time. All of my coworkers were pretty nice, and we all worked hard and got along overall. But this one bitch, let's call her Kat. She was always in the back office hanging out with the store manager. They were besties. Well, while she was back there braiding the manager's hair, painting her nails, and going to the break room every 5 minutes to put on her lip gloss, the rest of us were busting our fucking asses and getting yelled at and physically threatened. People don't know their insurance, and apparently that's my fault. Oops. I can imagine people being pissed at the receptionist over their insurance issues. Insurance is like the biggest fraud scam ever.
Such a fucking fraud.
But we can't take it out on the person who works at the Pearl Vision.
Yeah, it's not their fault, but you gotta check your insurance.
What is the other like main optometrist like office? What is it? I can't think of it.
Warby Parker.
No, that one's really cool. I don't think it's Warby Parker. I think it's giving more like Pearl Vision. There's another one.
Warby Parker isn't an optometrist. I think they just make glasses.
Yeah, well, they probably do a little vision test.
You ever got a vision test done? Oh, you've never been to Costco. I was going to ask if you ever got it done at Costco. Costco has literally everything you could ever need.
Yeah, BJ's also has it. BJ's is the same thing as Costco, but it's just not as cool. And I know that.
And that's okay.
Well, let me get back to the story.
Okay.
Well, on a typical Saturday, Kat decided she couldn't stay the whole day. She was conveniently sick once again. We were both scheduled 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m.
That's bonkers.
That's unbelievable. That shouldn't ever be allowed.
No, how many breaks are they getting? They've got to have 2 full breaks and at least 1 15-minute.
I would say 2 15 minutes and 2 30s.
Perfect.
I'm not doing this right now, okay? So it looks like she's closing again. Great. Well, while I was doing my typical Saturday closing chores, one of which was to clean the betta fish face. No, this is not good care. They need a minimum 5-gallon tank, heater, filter, but we live and we learn. Sorry, Big Blue. Rest in peace. So the betta fish was in a vase, and she's recognizing like, hey, like this should have been in an actual tank. And like that happens to betta fish so much. Like you're supposed to give them a lot of room, and people like have them in these ornamental areas that are not effective for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the life of a betta fish is a lonely life because they're so aggressive. Like you can't really put them with other betta fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they just have to be separate, and that's like sad that they just swim in circles all day. Now I'm getting a little depressive espresso. Sorry.
Well, let's keep going on then.
Okay, so she has to clean out the vase.
Yeah. While she was cleaning out the fish tank, she saw Kat's goddamn lip gloss. Maybe it was because I was tired. Maybe my period. Maybe I'm just a petty bitch, but I grabbed her lip gloss, squirted out a little bit, sucked up some dirty fish water, and gave it a good massage to blend it all together real good. The visual is so real. I can like see it. I know it's a nude. It's like a baby blush lip gloss. It's like kind of like that soft, like peachy blush. And she spit a little out, and then she went with the water and then massaged it. It's giving Maybelline.
Not the dirty fish
water. It's
water.
Unbelievable. Come Monday morning, I was excited. It was my little gift. Well, clueless, she used it. And per usual, she used it every time she wanted to leave the desk, which was a lot. I had 2 days off, and I came back, and she had a huge, red, juicy cold sore. So one of my other coworkers had seen me do it, but didn't like Kat either, so she wasn't going to say anything.
Ooh.
We Googled it, and it turns out fish ick causes cold sores and a form of herpes. So I didn't give her like herpes, but I gave her a little taste.
No, she got fish herpes?
That was 10 years ago now. She never found out, but that eye doctor still knows me as fish water. Oopsie poopsie. Signed, the overly friendly receptionist with a questionable past.
Oh my God.
So this is revenge on a new aquatic level that I've never heard of. I don't want to say it was right, and I don't want to say it was wrong. It's just what you did, and that's okay, camper. This is a safe space, and I'm not going to judge you because this is the point of Confession Canoe. It's to get things off your chest that you're not proud of, but that you feel like the greater community could learn from. And what I learned from this story is don't cross a bitch or you'll get fish herpes. And that's something that I will take away from this.
You could have also given her mercury poisoning.
Yeah, so it could have been worse. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's fine. But oh
my. The fish herpes. Well, also, who knows? She could have had it before. Who knows? Or it could have just been a normie cold sore.
I don't know. It's giving fish ick. You also have a confession canoe for us?
I do have a confession canoe.
Let's hear it, Jonathan.
All right. Let's get this out of the way. I fucking love y'all so much.
Tell us again.
I let out the biggest cackle today when I was listening to an older episode because I can't get enough. The cruise episode, of course. That's everybody loves a cruise episode.
Because the cruise was chaos. It was so fun.
I too have peed in every single pool I've ever been in and frequently call people who say they don't liars.
Yeah, they're all liars. Everyone pees in pools. Get over yourself.
Anyway, I have a story about a cruise. I'm a cruise girl. Been riding the high seas most of my life. Either you are or you're not. There's no in between. I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm a little drunk writing this, but I digress.
It's so true that you're either a cruise person or you're not. It's very true.
I love that we also get a lot of emails of like people who are like, I'm drunk, I'm sorry. And then sometimes it's hard to read it. So if you're drunk writing in, we highly encourage it, but maybe double check before you send to make sure it's legible because the story could be good, but it's hard to understand. Anyway, I was on a cruise and I know you know that those rooms are small and those drinks are strong. I may have been overserved. I was laying naked in my bedroom and had fallen asleep for a bit while my then boyfriend was at the casino. I got up to use the bathroom. Now the bathroom door and the front door are right next to each other and I'm still drunk. I open the door, which immediately closes behind me, but I'm not in my bathroom. I'm in the hallway, butt-ass naked, with the key inside the room. What's a girl to do? I had to run to the phone by the elevator to call our porter or whatever they call the absolute professionals who tend to handle things like this. Long story long, I peed in the linen closet, not proud of it, but here we are. I found 2 towels and covered my lady parts. I had to wait with my towels outside while the porter casually let me back into my room, and I never spoke of the incident to anyone since. Signed, Miss Lee's in the hammock by the big pine tree. She was like a little drunk writing this, and I love that for her journey.
Wait, that's crazy. And I also think like that was actually kind of smart to like find the linen closet. I don't know what it would have done.
I don't know what I would have done either. Where the fuck do you find a linen closet on a cruise ship?
You just start opening doors, start knocking.
Yeah.
She was fucked up.
And
she went into the hallway.
There's usually like so many people like somebody's gonna cross. She was lucky that like people didn't.
Oh my God.
But she found her towels, and I feel like you're on a cruise and it kind of is just like, oh my God, okay. A girl in the hallway with her towels. Like it is what it is. But that first initial, that could have been so much worse.
I don't know why in my head I was thinking that she was like covering her lady parts with like a face cloth. It was probably just like a normal size towel.
Well, yeah, she said that. No, she said they were small towels.
Small towels?
Yeah, I guess like that linen closet only had the small ones.
Oh no, not the hand towels.
Yeah. Are we qualified to be giving advice? No. Are we going to do it anyway? Absolutely.
Welcome back to Dear Counselors. This is the part of the show where we give you guys advice after you write in. So if you have any questions or want us to give you any feedback or help on any questions, you can go to campcounselorspodcast.com or campcounselorspod@gmail.com.
We are accepting all insurance, and you don't have to talk with anyone.
Except Blue Cross Blue Shield. Good luck, guys. This actually also is kind of cruise themed. I didn't realize it until you started telling your story that we have 2 cruise stories in a row, kind of.
Wow. Okay. Come on, 7 Seas.
So this camper writes in, Dearest beloved counselors, I imagine, like myself, y'all have had some sort of experience with being the limp-wristed black sheep in a family or similar context. So I'm hoping you can lend me some guidance. My extended family, like 50 people, are doing a sort of family reunion cruise over Thanksgiving this year. And some of my aunts and uncles are very conservative and religious. I, on the other hand, am a big old fag in every sense. I'm already obsessed.
Love that.
My question is, do I play it low key and try to fly under the radar by trying to be on my best behavior? Or as a good as possible, given that we're purchasing the drink package and I'm going to be inclined to get my money's worth? Or lean into all of my most menacing ideas and really make them squirm? More specifically, I'm pretty sure they intend on dressing up for formal night, and I have yet to find formal wear that fits my fat queer sensibilities, but I do, however, own a huge wedding dress that I bought at Goodwill a few years ago. For listener context, I'm assigned male at birth and very large and hairy. Should I ruin a couple Christmas card pics and make them be the people seated with a sexy Sasquatch in an evening gown? Along those same lines, a lot of my family members are at best deeply entrenched in diet culture, and at worst just downright fat phobic. Another one of my ideas was to make shirts that say, Thin is in or Body by Ozempic because I think there's something really fun about the idea of wrapping my fat body in a 4XL tank top that makes them feel a little weird while they're doing their classic I'm signing up for an Ironman after we get home, or like doing that like diet starts Monday bullshit, which people get so guilty on a cruise. Like, just eat and enjoy. You don't have to talk about the guilt the entire time. My God. Should I just chill out for a second and be a normal fucking person? Or do I jump at the opportunity to be a bit more aggressively me and have a little bit of fun, even if it means someone ends up canceling Christmas? Sincerely, Fat Faggy McGee and Cabin 33. P.S. I'd like to shout out one of my day one campers out of Colorado. She's one hell of an ally when it comes to navigating our family and an amazing sister at that. She's the one who showed me this podcast when y'all were still in the single digits. And we've both been attending camp ever since.
Oh, wow.
Well, shout out to your sister and shout out to you.
Yeah.
So the question is, should he ruin the family cruise?
I feel like, whatever you're comfortable with. I think if you just want to do that and you're going to have a good giggle about it, I say go for it. I fully support it. But also, like, don't wear a big gown if you yourself are not comfortable in it. If you are, I say go for it. But do you know what I'm saying?
Good advice. Yeah. I think whatever you're comfortable doing, you should do. You shouldn't have to like mute yourself. And I do relate on a lot of layers of this. I think a lot of my family is super conservative. I'm not super close to a lot of my family, to be very honest with you guys. And I've separated myself from them. And that's something that makes me feel better long-term. As much as I wish I was closer, I almost feel more uncomfortable being around some of them because I have to be a different version of myself. So in the real sense, like whatever is your most authentic you, do that. Don't dull your brightness or make you feel small in those moments. I don't ever agree with that. For me, I just wouldn't go. Like, that's genuinely how I feel about this. Like, I just wouldn't go. But I'm really happy that you're going. I didn't write this in it, but I remember him saying like his sister's going too.
Okay.
So you have like your companion there and your partner. I love if you want to do it. If you do this, I need the pictures. I need the 4K proof that you wore the wedding dress picture for the Christmas card, because we will hang it up in the camp memorabilia station, because that's absolutely unhinged insane, and I'm obsessed with that idea.
I love it. And I was going to completely agree with you. Like, you have other people there. There's 50 motherfuckers. And also, you're on a cruise. Like, Jesus, like, how much time besides like maybe dinner and formal photo night, how much time are you going to have with these people? Like, go. This is going to be this is your trip too.
Yeah.
This is just as much your trip as it is theirs. So I just say, do you have fun? Like, wear what you would normally wear. If you feel so inclined to go crazy, I don't know. I feel like, to me, that is kind of fueling the fire of like reason to piss people off, Just
protect your peace, whatever is going to make you feel comfortable, but don't put yourself in situations that are going to make you feel upset. Like, if you know certain family members or certain like conversations are going to trigger you, avoid them at all costs, because it's just going to do more damage, like that's why I always say, let them be, do your own thing. I'll see you at Christmas.
maybe see you on the Christmas card. And the last thing I want to say, make sure you're opening the bathroom door, not the hallway door.
Yes. And use SPF.
Scary stories around the campfire.
Welcome back to Scary Stories Around the Campfire. These are your scary stories or embarrassing stories you wrote in to us. Let's get into it.
Let's hear it.
Hi, counselors. Just finished binge listening to all your episodes. The whole time I was wondering if I would ever have a story to share, and then I remembered this cringy, embarrassing, scary occurrence that I had to live through. Before my boyfriend, let's call him Alex, and I moved in together, we would crash at each other's house, especially after a night out. Whenever Alex slept at my house, he was not allowed to sleep in my bed with me and had to sleep on the couch downstairs per my parents' rules. Sometimes, being under the influence, reckless and horny, we would quietly do the deed on the couch while everyone was upstairs sleeping. Saying it now sounds gross, but what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Simply ask yourself, what are you going to do? You're going to make it happen. Make it happen.
After sex, Alex usually flushed the condoms down the toilet.
That's really bad for plumbing. Okay, that's like really bad for plumbing.
But I think that's bad for the pipes.
Exactly. it really is. It's terrible for plumbing.
So this one particular night, I wrapped the used condom in toilet paper and discreetly threw them in the bathroom trash can under other scraps of paper to cover it up and thought nothing more of it.
Honestly, solid plan, because if it's under the paper, it's like you're safe. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it is what it is. 2 days later, my brother, let's call him John, approached me and asked if Alex had stayed over the night. Confused, I replied yes and asked why. John proceeds to tell me that when he came home for breakfast the next morning, while I was still asleep and Alex had already left for work, my dad was angry and flustered.
Why?
Come to find out, my nasty little dog, Cookie, may she rest in peace, had dug through the bathroom trash can and found the toilet paper wrapped condom and was chewing on it in the kitchen when my poor father found it in her mouth and had to dispose of it himself.
He's like, Cookie, what are you chewing on, Cookie? And then he like opens the dog's mouth. You don't have to pry open a dog's locked jaw because they're chewing on something they shouldn't be chewing on.
Yes.
And then he pulls out his daughter's boyfriend's condom.
But he was
Cookie.
Cookie, goddamn it. Cookie's like, wow, you just want a snack. That is absolutely foul. My dad vented to John about how disrespectful and inconsiderate Alex and I were, adding in that he was happy that we were using protection, LOL, and shared his overall disappointment. I was horrified to even make contact with my dad after finding out he had to handle the used condom and Alex avoided our house for weeks. It's like, yeah, like what do you do after that?
You don't go back for a little bit. You have to, the house is hot. You got to calm down.
You gotta let it cool off. Honestly, put Cookie down. Just kidding. I'm kidding, guys.
It's not Cookie's fault. Cookie was looking for a little treat.
Yeah, and so was she. While my poor brother was getting an earful about it, my dad never spoke of it to me or Alex, and even 4 years later, he's never addressed it. Moral of the story, someone needs to make flushable condoms. Sincerely, practicing safe sex in private cabin 11. My God.
That's insane. I didn't know cabin 11 was a private cabin, but it's good to know that we have those available here at Camp Shady Birch. I was always so lucky growing up because I was gay, and I'll never forget. I think I've told this on the podcast before that my boyfriend used to sleep over, my high school boyfriend, and he'd like stay in my bed with me or whatever. And my brother, who was also in high school at the time, had a girlfriend, and he asked if she could sleep over, and my mom said no. And then Jackson was like, well, why can Zachariah's boyfriend sleep over? And then she looked at him and was like, well, they can't get pregnant. And I was gagged. Everyone in the room was gagged. Like my mom cleared him and he was like, bleep, 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 bleep. And she was like, what? Can they?
And now you're tucking your fake hair behind your ear like, well.
And I was like, that's 1 for the gays, 0 for the patriarchy. Like I was happy in that moment. But yeah, I think people are going to hook up, and we have so many stories in cars, in house, anywhere they can get a chance to hook up, especially teenagers, they're going to do it. So you have to expect it, but be a little bit smarter about where you dispose the condom, you guys. You can't just wrap it in 1-ply and throw it in the trash because Cookie's on the hunt.
Cookie's on the hunt.
Oh, rest in peace, baby Cookie.
I know. Oh my God. That's so gnarly though. That's just like, and then you just have to live with it. And then that's just what it is. That's what it is. And it is what it is.
Another great week of stories. If you have anything you want to share for any of our segments, once again, it's campcounselorspodcast.com or campcounselorspod@gmail.com, and we might just read it on the show. A great week. We'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you Monday. We'll see you whenever. We'll see you soon. And with that being said,
Lights out, campers.